Hello, everybody. It's Bill's that college football guy here with another video. It's part two of the week one prediction videos. We're talking about all the Saturday games, the one Sunday game, LSU and USC, and the Monday game, Boston College and Florida State. Now, as those, I forgot to mention this in part one, but when I do my predictions, I do everybody in the top 25, and when the college football playoff top 25, I'm going to revert to that top 25. And I also will do a game prediction for every school in the subscriber rankings. You know, that's where you shout it out in subscriber roll call if your school is not already in the top 25. So your school will get an individual game by game throughout the season prediction. So we had a bunch of games there. Now we start off here in this season. And again, like I said, I did the video I took down because I had everything all jumbled. I actually missed some games. I looked at I was in a rush. I was sloppy. That's my fault. That game was gone. Let's get into this because we got a bunch to get into. All right, let's start off with Battle of the Subscriber Schools and perhaps the game of Saturday. 14th ranked Clemson at number 1 Georgia. Neutral site game. This will be in Atlanta. Last time they played was 2021. In Charlotte, Georgia won 10-3. Georgia's a 13.5 point favorite. The match everybody's looking about it, the sexy matchup, Cade Klubnik versus Carson Beck. Who's going to have the better performance? Clemson's deep on there. We know about the stories. Everybody's gone into this about Dabo and not using the portal. Clemson's always had a defense, but this if you look at back to 2021 and now, it's a tale of two stories. One's going up, one's going down. Georgia was on their way up to winning back-to-back national championships. Clemson has been on the downward slide. Not as precipitous as some people would like, just slowly down. Can they right the ship? We're going to see about that. But can Cade Klubnik and Clemson go blow for blow with Georgia? Point for point. 13.5 is somewhat big for this, but you know what? We had a lot of games to get to, so I'm going to keep this kind of short and sweet. I'm taking Georgia in the points. All right, another battle of the subscriber schools. We got Penn State at West Virginia. Oh boy, number 8th ranked Penn State. Penn State's 8.5 point favorite. They played last year in Happy Valley. Penn State, it was close for a while, and then Penn State just hit the gas, pulled away late, 38-15. Drew Aller had a hell of a game last year. Garrett Green wants to prove the fact that he can be on that level. I think really the two keys of the game are going to be the quarterback matchup and also who can get to the opposing quarterback, who can make disruptions in the backfield, because both of them are capable of doing that. That being said, West Virginia's at home. That's why the spread's so low. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, WVU fans. I'm picking Penn State and taking the points. Illinois State at subscriber school in 25th ranked Iowa. Iowa's a 22.5 point favorite. Illinois State was a decent FCS school. They went 6-5 last year. Defense was okay, and a lot of players returning, but they got a new starting quarterback. Here's my problem. They're looking here and figuring Illinois is going to score 10 to 14 points. Illinois State's going to score 10 to 14 points on Iowa. Maybe only 7, maybe 7 to 10. Considering the fact this is a good FCS defense and Iowa has scoring problems, can they score 35? Until Iowa can show me they can score points, I'm taking Illinois State and the points. Austin Peay at subscriber school Louisville. Louisville's a 36.5 point favorite. Austin Peay, for the first time, they made the FCS playoffs. I'm kind of happy for them. You know, I've lived near Nashville, and they're near Nashville too, in Clarksville. They did such a good job. Their head coach took the job at UTEP. So you got a new staff coming in. You got a new starting quarterback coming in. You got a Louisville team that's pissed off. They lost the ACC championship game to a not fully stacked Florida State team. So they're pissed off still. I think they're going to take those who are left are going to take it out on Austin Peay. I'm taking Louisville and the points. Chattanooga, the Smocks against my Vols, the 15th ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee's a 38.5 point favorite. Nico Yamaliaba, the era begins. How good is he going to be? After getting burned by Joe Milton, after anything else, I saw a little bit, but I'm going to believe it when I see it. Let's see him do a season first. They're a top 10 FCS team, Chattanooga is, so they're a team that can be dangerous. have a good defense, have a good quarterback. They can actually play on both sides of the ball. They didn't lose much. A lot of it came back. I don't think Tennessee is going to be running the score up because they usually don't like to do that against schools in the UT system. You have UT Knoxville, which is the Vols, and UT Chattanooga. They usually don't like running up the score against schools in the system. That being said, I'm taking Chattanooga in the points because I think they'll probably stop about 28-31, somewhere around there. It'll be up there, but I don't think they're going to blow them out. Now our more interesting games. This could be a point and laugh because we have a couple of them on this video. South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, against 17th ranked in subscriber school Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's a 9.5-point favorite. Alan Bowman, the Oklahoma State quarterback, experienced, hasn't really started on there. How is he going to handle this stage? Because I picked Oklahoma State because I believed in Alan Bowman, and I thought this team could win the Big 12 this year. But they're going to have a lot of games that are going to be nail-biters. A lot of them are going to be close, and that's going to help them later on. This is going to be one of them. I mean, you got the two-time defending FCS national champs in the house who hasn't lost a game since 2022. They're going to be dangerous, so I'm going to take South Dakota State in the points, but I think it's going to be a field goal game, but I'm still thinking Oklahoma State's going to win it outright. Towson at subscriber school Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 31.5-point favorite. Towson went 5-6 last season. A lot of offensive players left. It's going to be interesting here. Cincinnati's defense was pretty bad. They were the worst team in the Big 12 last year. And their defense hasn't improved that much, so Towson's going to be able to score some. So with that being said, give me Towson in the points because I don't know if Cincinnati can outscore by 31.5. This is going to be interesting here. Portland State at subscriber school Washington State. Washington State's a 28.5-point favorite. Portland State 5-6 last season. 8 straight losing seasons for Portland State. Washington State's out to do something, get himself on the right foot. I'm taking Washington State in the points on this one. Oh, Steven, this one's going to hurt you. The Bobcats of Ohio, subscriber school at the Orangemen of Syracuse. Syracuse is a 17.5-point favorite. Syracuse 6-7 last year. The Iowa Bobcats were 10-3 last year in the MAC. Fran Brown, former secondary coach, DB's coach at Georgia, takes over as the head coach at Syracuse. Brought in a lot of good players in the transfer portal, including former Ohio State starter Kyle McCord. How fast is he picking up the system? He's got a hell of a staff, Fran Brown does. Sorry, Ohio. I'm picking Syracuse in the points in this one. Akron at subscriber school and second rank Ohio State. Ohio State is a 49.5-point favorite. Good Lord. How can I describe Akron football? The rebuild continues. They've had some runs in the MAC where they've been good, but it's like, are you guys going to... I mean, is there somebody who can stick around who's going to put this team on the right track and actually stay there? Because as soon as somebody gets good as a coach at Akron, they're gone. And that needs to change. But Ohio State's out to prove a point here. They're going to be looking at getting some things going and working things out against game competition, because this is basically a glorified scrimmage. So a lot of people are taking Akron. I'm not. I think Ohio State's going to want to fine-tune the offense because you've got a lot of great receivers, but some of them are young, and letting them understand the fact Ohio State's second string and third stringers would be starters on a lot of other teams, so they're going to keep scoring points. They have running backs, or they have a hell of a running back room now. The backups and the third stringers are going to run up some points because Akron's defense is not that good. They're going to just keep going. It wouldn't surprise me. This is a 70-point win. Ohio State can win by 100 if they put their mind to it. But I'm taking Ohio State in the points. Oh boy, here we go. Subscriber school Miami, the U, in 19th ranked the Hurricanes. At the Gators of Florida, Miami's a 2.5-point road favorite. Oh boy. Mario Cristobal versus Billy Napier. Two coaches who have disappointed, to say the least here. Mario, though, Miami brought in, you bring in Cam Ward from Washington State, bring in Damian Martinez from Oregon State. I mean, you just pillaged the Pac-12, didn't you? Mario Cristobal to prove the fact he can make game coaching decisions. Now, I'm high on Miami. I picked them to go to the ACC championship game this year. But I also know one little thing. Every single year, Billy Napier wins a game he's not supposed to. And this is going to be the one. I'm picking Florida to upset Miami outright. All right, here we go. Colorado State at number 4, Texas. Texas is a 32.5-point favorite. Texas is going to go through the motions, going through on here. Colorado State's thing is there is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country. Is Braden Fowler-Nicolosi, who plays for Colorado State. He's going to be sticking around. He's going to probably score 300 plus yards, get some touchdowns on this defense. They are going to score points. They're not as bad as they look. So I'm going to take Colorado State in the points against Texas because I have a funny feeling Texas is going to give some up. And they're going to put the starters out early. Subscriber School UTEP at Nebraska. Nebraska, 27.5-point home favorite. The Dylan Raiola era begins at Nebraska. How good is he going to be? This is his first ever college game, his first ever start as a true freshman. How's he going to do? UTEP last year had a solid offense, and the defense has actually improved over last year. You have a true freshman at quarterback. Nebraska's going to win this, but he's going to make some freshman mistakes. I've talked to some guys down in Georgia. They're a little bitter, so I took what they said with a grain of salt about Dylan leaving them high and dry to go to Nebraska, but they said that he had a problem with initial reads. But they said, well, then again, he's playing an SEC defense in practice. And Dylan, I don't know what the hell they were talking about specifically, but basically they're saying like, he's going to make freshman mistakes. Well, no kidding. He's a freshman. He's going to make freshman mistakes. That being said, give me UTEP in the 27.5, as I don't think Nebraska is going to cover. Miami, Ohio at Subscriber School, Northwestern. Northwestern's a 2.5-point favorite. New starting QB for Northwestern right here. You're playing in that little practice field thing up by the lake where you got your new stadium being built. Everybody and their mother is taking Miami of Ohio because they are a MAC school. They are the defending MAC champions. They got Gabbert back at quarterback, his 7th year. They're going to be playing there, and they think they're going to come into Northwestern and win. I don't. I think Northwestern's going to win. I think Northwestern's going to cover, and I think Northwestern's going to win by 10 or more. Braun is one hell of a coach. He knows how to get the best out of his players. What he did last season was nothing short of miraculous. I don't expect anything less from him this year. So I'm giving Northwestern, and I'll give up the 2.5, as they're going to win by a lot more than that. Battle of the Subscriber Schools. FCS North Dakota was a subscriber school at Iowa State. Another subscriber school. Iowa State's a 28.5-point favorite. North Dakota 7-5 last season. Unfortunately, I think the offense could be taking a step back. Iowa State, Matt Campbell, that team just plays. You constantly underestimate them. They prove you wrong every time. They've made me look like an idiot more times than not. That being said, I'm taking Iowa State in the points because I'm getting tired of getting burned by them. Subscriber School, Boise State, defending Mountain West Conference champions at Georgia Southern. Boise's a 12.5-point road favorite. Boise was 8-6, like I said, won the Mountain West last year. Georgia Southern 6-7. Georgia Southern's a new offensive coordinator. There appears to be a little bit of work trying to get the offense blended in. It is Boise heading south, because if this was in Boise, this would be like a 25-30-point spread. That's why they took a little bit less off. That being said, I'm still taking Boise in the points because they just have too much talent. Jonte is going to be a nightmare for Georgia Southern. This one's not going to take long. Stony Brook at Subscriber School, Marshall. Marshall's a 28.5-point home favorite. Marshall by 20.5, they suck. Stony Brook was 0-10 last year. And whole coaching staff fired, a lot of changeover. They're still figuring things out. Marshall wants to prove a point. Give me Marshall in the points. They're probably going to win by 40. This is going to be an ugly game. All right, next up, Norfolk State at Subscriber School, East Carolina. ECU's the Pirates are a 33.5-point favorite. Norfolk State was 3-8 last year. And the fact they're already 0-1 on the year. They lost to Florida A&M on a heartbreaker, 24-23. But ECU went 2-10. They didn't show much either. And their offense was an issue, hit or miss. Norfolk State, hit or miss. So you know what? Considering the fact both offenses are hit or miss, give me Norfolk State in the points because I don't know if East Carolina can beat them by 33.5. They have to win by 34 to cover. I don't know if they can do it. Western Kentucky at number 5, Alabama. The Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide, a 31.5-point favorite at home. Western Kentucky traveling to Alabama. Kalen DeBoer era begins. Western Kentucky can put up points. I mean, but the problem is, you're putting up points against G5. Now you got to play that Bama defense. Now, is it as good as it has been? No. But it's still going to be a problem. And as much as I hate Bama as a Tennessee fan, I got to take Bama in the points because Western Kentucky could be a problem for this, but I don't think Alabama's going to stumble that bad. Battle of the subscriber schools again. UNLV at Houston. Houston's a 2.5-point home favorite. I have Houston as the worst team in the Big 12. I think they're going to be the one. Willie Fritz comes in, but he's going to need a couple of years to get this thing right. UNLV, Coach Odom's doing a great job there. Still hasn't announced who the starting quarterback is. A little bit of gamesmanship because one's a mobile quarterback, one's a pocket passer. Which one are you getting? You don't know. Little gamesmanship. But it's Houston. It's on the road. Coach Fritz knows what to do. Lived in Vegas for 40 years. Hurts me to say this, but I got to take Houston in the points. I think UNLV could win this outright. I could be very well wrong. Be one hell of a big win for him on the road. But it also would cement Houston's place at the worst school in the Big 12. This could be a point and laugh in Houston. But most people wouldn't point and laugh at it because some people are saying it's actually going to happen. But I got to take Houston in the points. Subscriber School, Nevada at Troy. The Trojans. Troy's a 9.5-point home favorite. Nevada cross country heading south. Gerard. Oh boy. Gerard Parker, I believe his name is, new head coach of Troy. Apologize if I got the name wrong. His era begins. Nevada went 2-10, but I was going to pick Troy in the points. But after what Nevada just did against SMU, I think I critically underrated how good they could be. So I'm taking Nevada in the points in this one. Tennessee Tech at Subscriber School, Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee State's a 23.5-point favorite. Tennessee Tech went 3-7 last season. Middle Tennessee State, we got a new coaching staff. Derek Mason comes in as the head coach. A lot of turnover there. A school in Tennessee, they don't like to run up the score on in-state schools. That's kind of an unofficial thing around here. They don't like doing that. So that being said, and with the new thing, give me Tennessee Tech in the points because I don't think Middle Tennessee State's going to cover. Probably about a 14-point win. Furman at Subscriber School and 6th-ranked Ole Miss. Ole Miss, a 42.5-point favorite. I'm not going to get it. Furman didn't play well. Lost a lot of talent. Ole Miss is coming in with a ton of talent. And the question for Ole Miss this season is simply this. How good can that defense be? Because that's going to be... we know you guys can score. How good can the defense be? That's what's going to take you to the next level. That being said, I'm taking Ole Miss in the points. I think they're going to do a damn good job. All right. Let's talk about Bethune-Cookman at South Florida Subscriber School. South Florida's a 40.5-point favorite. Bethune-Cookman, name sounds familiar. That was from the old Ed Reed debacle. He was going to be the coach and all that. Move past that. 3-8 last season. Bethune-Cookman does have a defense back that could be a problem, and I don't know if South Florida can outscore somebody by 41. So I'm going to be Bethune-Cookman in the points. UT Martin on the road against Subscriber School and 18th ranked Kansas State. Kansas State's a 37.5-point favorite. UT Martin 8-3 last season. 14 starters returning. This will be a good team here. But K-State wants to get the season started on the right foot. They want to make a message out to everybody that, hey, don't forget about us winning the Big 12. So give me Kansas State in the points. I think they're going to want to send a message. Tarleton State at Subscriber School. Baylor. Baylor is a 26.5-point favorite. Tarleton lost a lot of players. We know they had the injury situation here. I think a lot of Baylor fans are going to like DeQuan Finn. He was a playmaker, and he is going to be a good quarterback for them. So with all that being said, give me Baylor in the points. UCLA at Subscriber School, Hawaii. UCLA is a 14.5-point favorite. Sean Foster comes in as the new head coach, brings in Eric Bieniemy, the former NFL coach, to be his offensive coordinator. Hawaii's 1-0, played 35-14 and beat Delaware State, but they were 14-14 at the end of the third. They couldn't score. So since you can't score against a weak team, what are you going to do against a UCLA defense? So give me UCLA and the points to win that game. Fresno State subscriber school at number 9, Michigan. Fresno State is a 21.5-point underdog. Can Mikey Keene do anything against this Michigan defense? And what will this Michigan team even be? Because we don't know. I don't know what Michigan's going to be. I know what Fresno State will be, even with the head coaching problems they got. Give me Fresno State in the points. Idaho at number 3, Oregon. Oregon's a 43.5-point favorite. Idaho went 9-4 last season. Oregon is going to be doing their team on there, making their moves here. They're going to be trying to figure things out and scheme, working on the bench and the depth charts. I don't think they're that concerned with points right now. They're not interested in style points. They're interested in wins. They do want to blow everybody out, but they do want to fine-tune a few things because Idaho could be some issues here. So I'm actually going to take Idaho in the points because I don't think Oregon's going to beat them by that much. May only be 42. That's kind of sad saying that, isn't it? Notre Dame at number 7, Notre Dame subscriber school at number 20, Texas A&M. A&M's a 2.5-point favorite. This is the interesting matchup. You have the former Duke quarterback Riley Leonard at Notre Dame going against his former Duke head coach Mike Elko, who's the head coach at Texas A&M. A lot of turnover on the A&M roster because of the coaching changes. Notre Dame's going to be, I think, is going to be a better team than they were last season. So with that being said, give me Notre Dame in the points. I think they're beating A&M on the road and College Station outright. Alabama A&M against Auburn. Auburn's a 46.5-point favorite. Alabama and A&M 5-6 last season. They got a new DC this year. Auburn's got brand new coordinators. My concern with Auburn, Preston Thorne. Is he your answer quarterback plus new receivers? Insiders picked Auburn to cover. I have questions about that, so I'm taking Alabama A&M on the points. I'm going against them on this one. Texas A&M Commerce against San Diego State subscriber school. San Diego State's a 34.5-point favorite. Good Lord. All I need to say about this, we know this Deshaun Lewis era, the Aztec high-powered offense. Texas A&M Commerce went 1-9 last year. Yeah, give me San Diego State in the points. They're going to win this game. New Mexico against subscriber school Arizona. Arizona's a 31.5-point favorite. I mean, look at this one. I was thinking Arizona, I was going to take the points. Noah Fafita is a great player on this team, but what New Mexico did, they said, oh, Montana State was the better team. They played the better team. They just kept making mistakes. The better team doesn't make mistakes that many times. You don't shoot yourself in the foot. That's coaching. That means you're not as good as you think you are. That being said, give me New Mexico in the points. I think Arizona's going to win, but they're not going to cover. Subscriber school Wyoming at Arizona State. Arizona State's a 6.5-point favorite. Jay Sawvell begins the era. He's the new head coach at Wyoming. ASU's got a new offensive coordinator. I remember him, his former UNLV head coach Marcus Arroyo. Wyoming's got some points out there, but you know what? I have a funny feeling Arizona State, you're going down to Mesa. It's hot as hell down there. My sister's down there right now. Give me Arizona State in the points. I think Wyoming's going to have a problem there. Weber State at subscriber school Washington. Washington's a 26.5-point favorite. Look, Weber State won 6 games last year. I think their offense is going to struggle a little bit. Not a struggle, but they're going to have a little bit of fine-tuning to do. Jed Fisher begins in Washington. How good are they going to be? Washington, I would say normally on this, but with the turnover, I'm not that confident in them getting 26.5, so I'm giving me Weber State in the points on that one. So now it's still the Saturday games. The Sunday games, we got one game. Number 23, USC. Number 13, LSU. LSU's a 4.5-point favorite. This game is in Vegas. I can sum this up quickly. Can USC's offense score on LSU's defense? Can LSU's offense score on USC's defense? This is going to be a shootout. But you know what? I like LSU's defense better than USC's. And I think LSU's offense is going to surprise some people. So give me LSU in the points. Second point and laugh potentially can happen. Boston College, the Monday night game. At number 10, Florida State. Florida State's 15.5-point favorite. We know what happened against Georgia Tech. Don't need to go there. Boston College was 7-6 last season. Thomas Castellanos is back under center. A little bit turnover prone. That's going to be a problem here. And the problem with Florida State, offense, can you score? DJU looked bad. The defense looked bad. Last year's Florida State team was a lot more talented than this one's, and Boston College lost to them 31-29. So that being said, give me BC in the points. I think this is going to be another close one, but I've talked enough. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. I'm almost running out of time to do this fast. Comment, like the video, hit the thumbs up, smash the like button, comment on the video, share the video. Haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel. Really would appreciate it. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link's in the description. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. Whew, got it done. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Be safe, and please be good to each other.